Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode of WGLC. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Why? Because I said you're going to love it. This is a clip. It's Wynton Marsalis. He doesn't even play. I want you to focus on two musicians. I want you to focus on Olivier Franc and Wycliffe Gordon. So Olivier Franc plays the soprano sax. Wycliffe Gordon, as most of us know, plays the trombone. This is a song, I believe it's Sweet Louisiana. I think it's Sweet Louisiana. Just listen. Listen to the vibrato that Olivier has on the soprano sax. Listen to the amazing way Wycliffe Gordon makes the trombone scream and talk. And I hope that your appreciation for jazz, or at least this type of jazz, this very expressive and melodic type of jazz, I hope that your appreciation for jazz will also increase. So without further ado, I'm just going to go right into the clip. All right, here we go. All right, so let me just say something real quick. Olivier's vibrato on that soprano sax, he's digging into it. I mean, he's just not playing a regular vibrato. I mean, he's just... And why is that so special? Well, the soprano sax is notoriously more difficult to play than all the other saxophones, and that's because the embouchure of the the saxophone, the mouthpiece, is very small. It's the smallest out of all the saxophones, and what happens is the slightest change in pressure from your mouth will bring the pitch up or bring it down, depending upon what you do. So if I say to you, play an A, and you hold an A, after a couple seconds, if your mouth gets tired or if you lose concentration, whatever the case is, that A might go sharp or it might go flat. So the soprano sax is notorious for losing pitch, not because the instrument is faulty in some way, but because the person playing it has to have tremendous concentration. Here you have Olivier Franc digging into this really crazy, deep and wavy vibrato, and it's perfect. It's just perfectly executed. I absolutely love it. You can hear in the left ear. You hear that trombone by Wycliffe Gordon? Okay, so let's go back. You don't really even have to go back. You can actually see in the clip now, Wycliffe actually has in his left hand, he's holding a mute. So Wycliffe, the trombone player on the left, is playing the accompaniment right now, and he's getting ready. You can tell he's holding a mute in his hand. So he's getting ready to add that mute and contribute with that muted trombone. See? Oh man, that trombone. Everything about this. Right there. So you can see Wycliffe is now putting the mute into the trombone, okay? So now he's about to change the sound of the trombone, and some mutes will change the instrument drastically. depending upon what type of mute you use. And I'm realizing something. Guitar players have their pedals that they buy. They go online or they go to used shops and they try to collect guitar pedals to add little nuances to their guitar playing. Or maybe they buy a new set of pickups for their guitar. Trumpet players and trombone players have mutes. It just works. It's you can buy a mute that will totally change your trumpet playing. And that's what Wycliffe here is getting ready to do. So let's continue. And now listen to this trombone solo. It's just breathtaking. Grabs his plunger. All right, I just have to say, is it just me, or does that sound awesome? That's it. It just sounds awesome. I'm going back. I'm sorry. Oh, right there. All right, so let me just explain something real quick. And I hate to keep stopping it, but I'm going to have to stop it. To listen to the video or to watch this is like a 2-hour-long concert. If you want to watch the whole thing without my ugly face in the upper right-hand corner, click the links down below. But take a look at Wycliffe here. Something, and I've been trying to learn the trumpet. It's incredibly hard. So what you have here is Wycliffe Gordon. He was putting the accompaniment of the trombone into the song anyways, while Olivier was soloing on the saxophone without the mute, right? He puts the mute in. Now he's holding. So what he has is essentially the plunger is being held in by these 4 fingers, and the fat of this hand here is allowing the bell of the trombone to rest on it. So he's having the bell of the trombone or the trombone rest on the fat of his thumb, and then he's using this motion here. And it's not just sporadic. He has to do it in a musical way, right? The trombone is a heavy instrument. On top of it, he can't really put too much weight on the other hand because he has to have freeness to slide, right? So he's sliding on point. There are no buttons, no frets. He knows, he feels the instrument. He really understands his instrument really well. It's such an extension of him. But just so you know, what he's doing, it's almost like, you ever know someone who didn't know Chinese or they didn't know how to speak Russian, and then they learn that language and they learn it fluently? A really difficult language like Russian or Chinese. And it's like the person's a marvel in your eyes. Like, how did they do that? What Wycliffe Gordon does with the trombone is like that. He took something, what he's doing here, all of this is tremendous effort. This is tremendous work that he's doing, and he's making it look so insanely easy. And on top of it, he's talking to us melodically, and it's just beautiful. It's such a beautiful thing to listen to. Look at Winton's face. So I also like the production of this song. I know it's live, but here at WGLC, that's what we consider live clips. And, it's really interesting. The production is still great. You can tell that Wycliffe's microphone that he's playing the trombone into is on its own channel. Again, and they panned that channel to the left. Now, if the audience is hearing it come from the left side of the auditorium, that's a different story. But here for this production, we hear it more on the left ear. And look at the way this was arranged. Like you have Wycliffe during the first part of the song while Olivier is playing his awesome saxophone. Wycliffe is doing background accompaniment on the trombone with no mute. Then he puts the mute in, grabs the plunger, and does a solo. And now his accompaniment for the second half of the song is with the plunger and the mute, right? So it's just a nice way to produce the song. All right, so what I think we just witnessed, and I could be wrong, but what I would say we just witnessed is the best performance of this song that exists live on the internet, hands down. Drummer, piano player, soprano, sax, trombone, and I mean, who better than Wycliffe Gordon on the trombone? And this guy, Olivier Franc, is funny. I can't think of the name of his dad. His dad I think he was a famous clarinet player. I can't think of the name of his dad. But at any rate, this guy, Olivier, is no joke. And he's got his own gig, you know. He's got videos of himself playing with other musicians. Guy's absolutely amazing. Something I've learned about the soprano sax, and I think I mentioned this earlier, yes, it's hard to play because the embouchure is small. The mouthpiece is small, so it's very sensitive. So it's easy to just make an accident and play out of tune. So you have to have really good control. But aside from that, there just aren't a lot of songs written for the soprano saxophone. So it's almost hard. I mean, Kenny G plays the soprano sax, but I'm talking about like rock and roll, blues, jazz in general, all that stuff. They use tenor sax, alto sax, soprano sax. You just don't see all that much. And the way Olivier makes it sound here is just, I mean, honestly, you can take a trumpet and with the right mute, almost get that sound. Don't know if you're going to make it sound like that. And I sure as heck don't think, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I try with the trumpet to have a really strong and defined vibrato, but you always run the risk of playing out of tune if you try to do too much vibrato. So you really do have to have control and understand where the song is going and understand that you can accidentally play out of tune if you push it too hard, you know. But at any rate, that is this episode of WGLC. Please, if you want to listen to this for enjoyment without my ugly face in the corner, I'm going to put links down below for the this Wynton Marsalis concert. I'll put a bunch of other links down there for like Wycliffe Gordon, for Olivier Franc, and what have you. And please comment below. Let me know what you think about this performance. And let me know what you think about the soprano sax. And if you know any good soprano sax players, I'll be dying to hear who you would suggest for me. This is Artie, and this is another episode of WGLC.